Happy Friday, everybody! So, I am wearing my husband's sunglasses. As you can tell, they're huge on me, but it's kind of symbolic on what I want to talk about today. So, I probably could have worn these sunglasses all day yesterday because that's kind of the way I felt. I felt like I needed to be like shielding myself from the world yesterday because the subject of my talk today is about having a bad moment and milking it all day and making it into a bad day when really it was probably just a bad moment. And so I started actually thinking about it yesterday and how it started off with something that was like super emotional for me and stressful, and then I got really fixated on it. Like I was really sad about it, really upset about it. And the next thing is almost like I was like searching for something else to make me unhappy. And I had this unhappy chain of thoughts that led me to the next thing that made me unhappy, which then led me to the next thing that made me unhappy. And I was like, geez, like, what is the deal? What is wrong with me today? And it ended with, I shouldn't say ended, it got to the point where my kids had their meet the teacher night last night, and one of my daughters was really hoping that she was going to get to be in the class with one of her best friends. She got in class with one of her friends, but she had another friend that she was like praying that she would get in class with, and she didn't have the same teacher as this friend, and you could tell she was fighting back the tears. Came home and just broke down crying, like, why can't I just go back to second grade? Why can't I just have that friend in my class? And it totally kind of woke me up because she just kept milking it for the whole rest of the evening. And I thought to myself, it was a moment that was hard, and she and I worked through it, we talked through it, you know, but here I was doing the exact same thing my entire day. I let one thing that happened to me early in the day change my perspective on my whole day and turned it into a bad day. Like, how many of you guys have done that before? One thing happens in your morning and you're like, oh, well, I guess today's going to be a bad day. I had that happen a lot too when I coach people for health and fitness. They will mess up in the morning. Maybe they have like a really, really unhealthy breakfast taco, and they're like, well, I might as well eat bad for the whole rest of the day. I might as well not get my workout in because I screwed up the day already. And it's so not that way. We truly can stop and change our perspective. So I woke up this morning and I still had something happen this morning that really, to be honest, like made me mad. And I was like, I'm not doing this again. I'm not going to start this chain of events again. I am in charge of my thoughts, and I know I can change it. So I changed the way I thought of it and realized that it was just 5 minutes that wasn't so great. It's not my whole day that's going to be, I'm not a fortune teller. I can't say my whole day is going to be bad. You get to determine that. You get to decide that. So I saw that saying today. One of the women in my on my team, Kelly, she had posted somebody who talked about it. Like, was it a 5-minute thing, or was it you turning it into a whole bad day? And I was like, oh my gosh, that's totally what I did yesterday. I am so not a crier. Like, it takes a lot for me to get really emotional. I seriously think I cried 4 times. I even looked for a movie to watch last night that was sad to almost cry again. Have you ever done that before? Like, it's so strange that we do that sometimes. But at the end of the day, I looked back on my day and thought, okay, well, for whatever reason, maybe I needed to get that emotion out. Maybe I needed to feel better by crying it out. But I am so glad that I didn't turn it into 2 bad days or a bad weekend or a bad week. So the next time something happens to you, I will tell you that what helped me this morning. So first of all, getting exercise helps those endorphins big time when you're not having a great day. Give yourself 5 minutes away from everybody. So if you work in an office, go leave the office for 5 minutes. Like, you're allowed to take a 5-minute break. Go for a walk. Go somewhere. Get in your car. I used to, when I worked, I would get in my car by myself and just like close my eyes for 5 minutes and just take a couple of deep breaths and put in some personal development. So like I'd listen to a podcast of Joel Osteen or something that would lift me back up again until I could regroup and get myself back in the office. If you're with the kids, I'm outside right now. My kids are inside doing like an arts and crafts thing, and they know that I step outside all the time because that is my way of getting like fresh air and taking a deep breath and getting away from the situation. So they're fighting and I can't seem to resolve it. I tell them like, hey, I'm going to take 5 minutes. Maybe you guys should take 5 minutes and let's kind of like meet back up again in 5 minutes, and maybe we'll have a better perspective on this argument you guys have going right now. So it's just taking a moment away, closing your eyes. Some people pray, listen to personal development, get some exercise in, even if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes of walking around, if you can, just to refresh your mindset, and then ask yourself, what am I getting out of this mood right now? Are you trying to get attention from someone? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you need attention for some reason. So ask for the attention instead of, kind of like doing like the passive aggressive thing where you're kind of being angry to somebody or not expressing truly what you want from that person. I do that with my husband. Like sometimes I'm like just really quiet and he's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? It's like, I want him to ask me what's wrong. Instead of me just telling him what I need, I have to like wait for him to ask me what's wrong. And I could wait 2 days before he asks me. So sometimes we just need to advocate for ourselves and just change those 5 minutes that are what they are. It's just a moment in time, and not let it ruin our entire day. So I hope you guys have a great Friday. I hope this helps, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.